Good evening, I'm Christopher Brantley in for Adam Cellini, who has the night off. First tonight, a cold front has people on the Suncoast bundling up and has the county opening emergency shelters. ABC 7's Kate Flexter reports.
It is cold out here and getting colder by the minute. We asked people what they think about these cooler temperatures and got a mix of opinions. Take a look. While the Northeast is shoveling out from its most recent snowstorm, a rare cold front is leaving Floridians searching for that winter jacket.
Everybody's got a standard issue leather jacket in the back of the closet.
Ready to go for this
Ready to go for the emergency.
On Main Street, the reaction was mixed.
Well, it's better than New Jersey.
Well, it's invigorating. It really feels good. We're so used to warm weather all the time.
It's freezing. I'm not used to this. My Florida skin is used to 80 and above.
And on social media, the reaction was just as mixed. Facebook user Julie writes, "It doesn't get cold in Florida. Cold is when the thermometer hits 0. Christy writes, "Now I could deal with that over this." Others taking a more serious tone. Cindy writes, "My heart goes out to the homeless who don't know a cold front is coming." With that danger in mind, Sarasota's emergency management opened several shelters for the homeless, including at Grace Methodist Church in Venice.
We had about 25 guests last night, and we're hoping to have that many, if not more, again tonight.
Offering a cot, a blanket, and a warm meal.
It is an issue for them. I mean, it gets cold, they need somewhere warm to sleep, so we're happy we can open our doors and provide them with a warm place to escape the cold weather, have a good night's sleep.
And at the Salvation Army, a similar story. A mat to sleep on and a warm meal.
People die in extreme conditions, not only cold, but also hot weather. So we want to make sure that we're doing the most good for the most people.
Captain Andy Bailey says they saw almost twice the number of people at their shelter as usual. He sees it as an opportunity to connect or reconnect with the homeless who might not otherwise come to the shelter.
They just sort of came to their senses and came back in. It's a little cold outside, so it does. It puts us back in touch with some that we may have not seen in a while. So, you know what? We just got to count our blessings.
Both of those shelters will be open again this evening for those in need. For now in downtown Sarasota, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Kate, thank you. County officials are urging the community to be prepared and use caution. With some cold overnight weather, shelters have been opened for the less fortunate. In Sarasota, the Salvation Army Center of Hope, located on 10th Street, is offering shelter. In Venice, Grace United Methodist Church is also open. They are located on East Field Avenue. Now let's head over to Wendy Ross to find out how long this wintry weather will stick around.
Well, you are right. It is very wintry out there right now. And of course, we are looking at some advisories as well. We do have a wind chill advisory for our area for tonight. And then a little bit farther to the north, we're looking at freeze warnings in effect, and a hard freeze warning is in effect over places like Tallahassee, and even Jacksonville could experience those very frigid temperatures. But right now for us, we're looking at a reading of 43 degrees. We could get as low as 40 degrees tonight, so it is going to continue to drop. It's going to be slightly warmer tonight than it was this time last night, and you'll notice a few showers along the east coast, but the west coast is not going to see any rain, so it won't be exacerbated with all this cold weather by also having evening showers. As you can see through the evening hours, we have seen our temperatures down into the 40s, but overnight tonight we're expecting to get down to 40 degrees for the overnight low. So we'll let you know what we can expect for tomorrow, because things are going to be changing, and we'll let you know what direction they're going to be moving in. Christopher.
All right, Wendy, thank you. And Mother Nature's wallop was felt coast to coast today. A powerful and deadly storm slamming the Pacific coast, while back east, the dig out has begun. ABC's Rob Marciano reports from rainy San Francisco.
Tonight, Northern Californians getting hammered by a massive storm, perhaps the biggest in more than a decade. Already soaking rains have rivers on the rise. In an already drenched Sonoma County, store owners prepped for floods. The Napa River's muddy water moving swiftly and rising. Authorities closely watching several Californian rivers all the way to Truckee. Another round of the storm expected to hit overnight, with more heavy rain, and that could down more trees and trigger more mudslides as the system continues inland. Several feet of snow at the highest elevations predicted for the Sierra Nevadas. The storm stretches all the way from Hawaii. We call it an atmospheric river. Could dump up to 15 inches of rain in some of the foothill communities. And back on the East Coast, the sun may have been out, but bitter temperatures made the dig out brutal today. In New England, where they're used to this, the threat of frostbite a major concern.
I have felt yesterday and today, oh, is my finger going to get frostbitten? It's pretty cold out here.
Farther south, the snow-blanketed Carolinas were beautiful to look at, but deceiving. Just outside Charlotte, 2 hikers who survived the bitter cold and whipping winds for 2 nights were rescued after a 24-hour search, which included hundreds of men and women, helicopters, and the use of thermal imaging. The roads now across the region finally clearing out. Rob Marciano, ABC News, San Francisco.
Sarasota Sheriff's deputies responded to a reported shooting today on Constitution Boulevard. The reported shooting happened around 1:20 today. The incident is still being investigated. The sheriff's office says there is no threat to the public, but it wasn't clear what may have caused the shooting. Criminal investigation deputies were on scene. It is still being considered an ongoing investigation. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, TMZ releases video showing the moment leading up to the deadly airport shooting in Fort Lauderdale Friday.
ABC 7 My Suncoast News. We're here for you. Conveniently watch ABC 7 My Suncoast News wherever you are through our live stream on our newly redesigned mysuncoast.com and the brand new ABC 7 My Suncoast app with improved features including traffic maps and live radar. Now featuring dining discounts for your favorite Suncoast restaurants. Visit mysuncoast.com to stay up to date and click on the mobile tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for iOS and Android.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better eater.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
I believe that home is where your pet is.
And that loving an animal means never giving up on them, never letting them go.
I believe that when you spay or neuter your pets, you help decrease the number of homeless animals.
Because every dog and cat deserves a place to call home.
I believe that I found my best friend at a shelter. And you can too.
We believe that together with Best Friends Animal Society,
we can bring about a time when there are no more homeless pets.
Visit ambassadors.bestfriends.org.
Monday at 5 on ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Hospice care may leave grieving families more at ease than once believed. Details in HealthSmart.
Monday at 5 on ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory. It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window, we manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
New images of the deadly airport shooting in Fort Lauderdale. Video released today by TMZ showing the heart-stopping moments of the attack and a warning these images may be disturbing. The suspect walking through baggage claim pulled out his gun and appearing to fire at random, killing 5 people. The alleged gunman's family saying the FBI could have prevented the shooting, suggesting that authorities missed the warning signs.
He broke no laws when he came into our office. There is currently no indication Mr. Santiago was working with any other individuals when he planned and carried out yesterday's attack.
No official list of the victims has been released, but loved ones have started to talk about them to news outlets. And in Jerusalem today, 4 Israeli soldiers were killed and at least 17 other people were wounded in one of the deadliest attacks on the city, the latest in a year-long campaign of violence that has rocked the region. Witnesses describe the scene as a horror unfolded. A Palestinian driving a truck at a high speed goes off the road and barrels into a crowd of people that included Israeli soldiers. The alleged terrorist then tried to back up before he was shot dead.
I hear my soldiers shouting and screaming, and I didn't understand, and I'm looking behind my soldiers. I'm just seeing a truck.
The wounded were taken to nearby hospitals. At least one was in serious condition. All 4 killed were military, 3 women and a man. Authorities now heightening security throughout the city as special patrol units and police work the crime scene. And a dramatic rescue of lost hikers yielding a happy outcome, but the rescue was fraught with problems. The 2 men got lost in the Shining Rock Wilderness in Hayward County, North Carolina. Luckily, they were able to call 911 before their cell phone died. The search began. A state trooper helicopter first locating the hikers, but they were unable to pick them up. That chopper leaving the scene after nearly running out of fuel. And to make matters worse, below zero temperatures were expected that evening. The rescue requiring multiple helicopters and a specially trained Hilo Aquatic rescue team. The condition of the 2 men is not yet known. Final splash at SeaWorld's San Diego theme park. The park held its last killer whale performance today. The long-running show ending after years of controversy and falling attendance. ABC's Kanya Whitforth tells us it won't be the last time you see the famous whales.
Tonight, the end of an era at SeaWorld San Diego.
It's kind of a bittersweet moment.
The aquarium stopping its long-running killer whale show. The final orca performance in the Shamu Stadium pool Sunday comes just 2 days after the largest killer whale in captivity, Tilikum, died at SeaWorld Orlando. Tilikum was featured in the 2013 documentary Blackfish. The film questioning SeaWorld's treatment of whales, alleging their practices may have made them more aggressive. 36-year-old Tilikum was kept mostly isolated after killing a SeaWorld Orlando trainer in 2010. Tonight's final performance in San Diego will make way for what SeaWorld calls an orca encounter, touted as an educational experience for visitors. The park still has 11 orcas in captivity. Park officials say they wouldn't survive in their natural habitat. SeaWorld says they're also ending their breeding program, and locations in San Antonio and Orlando will phase out their orca shows by 2019.
Fiat Chrysler plans to create some 2,000 new jobs in Ohio and Michigan. The company announcing today the new jobs would be added in its existing plants. That's where the production of future Jeep Wagoneer SUVs and Jeep pickup trucks will get underway. Fiat Chrysler says the new jobs will be in place by 2020. Anna Maria Island hosting the 11th annual Winterfest Arts and Crafts Show. And with the chill in the air, Winterfest held true to its name. Artists coming out from all over the county to showcase their work.
It's a perfect day to get out here and show people my product. It's a perfect day to meet new people. It's just a perfect day. We're in Florida. Life is good.
Well, each year the Anna Maria Island Art League hosts the Springfest and Winterfest, the event bringing people to the area to enjoy local handcrafted merchandise. It looked very chilly, and I don't know about anybody else, but I actually had to turn my heat on this morning.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people had to do that. A lot of people had to do that. We got down into the 30s. Now, keep in mind, that's not usual for us, so yes, it was very, very cold. We only got up into the mid-50s to upper 60s, or 50s today.
It's not snowing, though, so we really can't complain that much.
It was not snowing, and so that's why nobody is feeling sorry for us. No one is shedding a tear. What we did see throughout the state today was the coldest weather, of course, was well to the north of us. So places in the Panhandle, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, down through Gainesville saw their overnight lows in the 40s. I'm sorry, I'm very confused. You can see these are the daytime highs today. This is as warm as it got today. We are going to see our temperatures much colder than this for overnight lows. And across our area, we saw our daytime highs in the mid to upper 50s today. So it was very chilly for us. And what we're experiencing for the rest of the night is these areas that you can see color-coded are indicative of a hard freeze warning, a freeze warning, and a wind chill advisory for our area. So we're going to continue with those cold temperatures throughout the overnight hours. And what we're going to see are a few more 30s that are going to begin to pop pop up, and we'll also see temperatures bottoming out in around the 40-degree mark. And already we're starting to see those temperatures in the 40s and even some 30s around the area. So today we only got up to a high of 56 officially, and last night we got down to 36 degrees, and right now it's 43 degrees. We have fair skies, dew point, humidity levels are moderate, and we're also looking at those winds coming in out of the northeast at around 9 miles per hour. So right now it is very cold to the north. They're talking about a hard freeze warning, and you can see already Tallahassee reporting 26 degrees. It's 33 in Jacksonville and 28 degrees in Gainesville. Central Florida looking at temperatures in the 40s at this hour, and even in Key West in Miami it is chilly with temperatures in the 50s and 60s there. So for our area, we're starting to see a 39-degree reading in Lake Placid, but that's well over the central part of the state. As we get a little bit closer to the water, temperatures a little bit more temperate. So Longboat Key, Siesta Key, Venice, and Boca all reporting temperatures in the mid-40s. The rest of us are coming in slightly cooler than that. And then as the day progresses tomorrow, we're going to see plenty of sunshine, but our temperatures are going to be warming up, just not as warm as they should be. So we're looking at temperature readings in the mid-60s for the most part. Some of us may get up to a high of 68 degrees before we start to cool off a little bit later on during the evening hours. Now, we don't have any rain that we have to be concerned with along the west coast of Florida, so showers are going to be out of the picture for us. We're going to see plenty of sunshine around. We still have some fairly dry air aloft, and so that's affecting central and South Florida right now, with a little bit of moisture beginning to dive down across the southeast, but not really infusing us. So we're not looking at rain for our coast throughout the next couple of days. We're going to keep most of the showers along the east coast of Florida. We're going to stay mostly high and dry across the west coast. We'll see a couple of clouds moving on in our picture, but no rain is expected. So what we will see over the next couple of days is a cold night tonight once again. That wind chill advisory is still in effect, and then we get a gradual warming that's going to be taking place. And this is what we can expect over the next couple of days. Our temperature high tomorrow, 68 degrees. It will still be windy, and then those temperatures really begin to ease up. We're going to be seeing them back up into the 70s by Tuesday. Christopher?
All right, thank you, Wendy. We'll have sports in just a moment. Stay with us.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Beth Ann Muley.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
I'm Alan Cohn. A rise in anti-Semitism, swastikas on the local synagogue, is it a sign of a broader issue? We'll get reaction.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Now, sports.
The wild card playoff game between the New York Giants and the Green Bay Packers was a big game for the Packers' Aaron Rodgers. With 6 seconds to play in the first half, Rodgers throws the Hail Mary, and unbelievably, the Packers' Randall Cobb pulls it back down for the end zone for the 42-yard touchdown. Rodgers finding Cobb over the middle as he takes it in for the 30-yard touchdown. The final score, 38-13. Green Bay Packers win the game, locking in their place as the NFL playoffs next week, where every divisional round game will be a rematch from the regular season. The first time that's happened in 6 years. And Ben Roethlisberger leading the Steelers into the AFC wildcard game as they take on the Dolphins. Roethlisberger with the quick pass out to the Steelers' Antonio Brown, who hesitates. And that sets up the block by Jesse James, springing Brown up for the sideline for the 50-yard touchdown. Steelers' Le'Veon Bell takes the handoff, waits for the hole, and takes it in for the 8-yard touchdown run. The final score, 30-12. The Pittsburgh Steelers win. Bell setting a Steelers playoff record with 29 carries, 167 yards with the 2 touchdowns.
It kind of blew me away, it's really humbling, and, I think it's just, a great achievement. It just goes to show you, how good this team has been.
Meanwhile, Roethlisberger suffering a foot injury after he was hit by the Dolphins' Cameron Wake, the hit causing the athlete to wear a walking boot to the post-game press conference. And a plane carrying the Dallas Stars hockey team was forced to return to a St. Louis area airport because of smoke in the cockpit. The Boeing 737 taking off this morning from the St. Louis downtown airport in Illinois, but turning around within 5 minutes. The airport fire chief saying the smoke may have come from an electrical malfunction. The plane was carrying 50 passengers, including team members and staff. The Stars were in St. Louis on Saturday night for a game against the Blues. The national championship weekend in Tampa is, for several players at least, a pleasant visit to Southwest Florida. But for some, it's a homecoming. Clemson boasts 6 area Tampa natives, many whose football careers have crossed paths with Raymond James Stadium before, either on Pee Wee or high school teams. Now that fate has brought them both home for the most important game of their careers. Many feel victory would be twice as sweet in the city that raised them.
Big, like I've said before, it's a blessing, man. It's not too much you can say just to be thankful for it, and it probably will hit me till I step on the field.
Playing in front of my family never made me nervous because I know they're there, I know they understand, so I can play more loose, play more fun, just go out there and give them all.
Players say the game is also a major recruiting tool for out-of-state schools hoping to lure other young players from talent-rich Florida. That's it for sports. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Man, he used to hang out with us.
Yeah, and then he just stopped. I hope he's gonna be okay.
1 in 5 of us has a mental health condition, but emotional pain can be hard to spot and harder to talk about. Learn the 5 signs of emotional suffering. If you see 1 or more signs in someone you care about, reach out connect, and offer to help.
Megan, come sit with us. And our answers.
Visit changedirection.org.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Don Brennan. Of all the calls the Longboat Key Fire Department receives, most of them have nothing to do with a fire.
Monday on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll show you what's being proposed in an effort to reduce calls and keep residents safe. John?
After some cooler air filters in, when will the warm-up start? We'll talk about that bright and early.
Monday at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
2 years ago, my son was born. Now he's running, playing, and learning to speak. When I look at him, I can't help but to see how free he is. I want my son to have the same freedom when he grows up. Protect our freedom of speech, not just for us, but for the future generations.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
More than 30 wounded U.S. military veterans got to spend today splashing around with a group of bottlenose dolphins. The dolphins at the Dolphin Research Center in Florida providing much-needed physical and emotional therapy for men and women who have served. Both soldiers and dolphins alike having a blast with all the kisses, flipper shakes, and dorsal pulls.
Every animal is magic, and they accept you for who you are, and that's a big deal for us warriors. Look, every wound is not a physical wound. There are a lot of wounds that can't be seen, and that's where the dolphins come in and Dolphin Research Center comes in.
Rodriguez says it's important to find new ways to enjoy life after soldiers come back home from deployment. And the temperatures were anything but delightful in Washington, D.C. today, but that didn't stop people who took part in a no-pants subway ride. The event, organized by the Improv Everywhere Comedy Collective, started in 2002 in New York with 7 participants. The Palmetto Police Department received a special invitation Saturday to a birthday party. Officers and members of the agency surprising birthday boy Tuck, who was very excited to see that his heroes had come. The little boy and his friends getting the chance to sit in the police cruiser and turn on the siren. Corporal Chris Metziger and Officer Villa Reed saying thank you for the invite. How good is that?
That is so fantastic. Well, you know, I do want to remind everybody that it is going to be another cold night tonight, and we are looking for better weather after this week. So we should be looking at some very nice weather upcoming. This weekend was pretty tough for a lot of people because we only saw temperatures in the mid-50s for daytime highs. But beginning tomorrow, we start to see the warm up, and you'll see it doesn't take very long before we get to an 80-degree reading, but it's just going to be incremental as this week wears on. It'll be very, very nice.
That's it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.